Hello all once again and welcome to the TGO show. This is where me and my good friend Jay talk about video games. Now last week we missed quite a few bits of news. We missed the new Call of Duty trailer, which actually worked out in our favour because they released a more in-depth trailer anyway later that week. So we talk about new Call of Duty, which is exciting, looks a bit different. We talk about loads of things actually in this show, maybe too much, maybe you might get a bit bored, but I guess we'll see, won't we? We talk about some new Borderlands 3 DLC news. We've got some games that Jay wants to talk about. I check out some of the games that we discussed last week. But overall, it's a very busy show. We talk about a lot. I think, again, the show is getting better with the new format. Hopefully, these intros aren't too alienating for you. I'll continue to do them if they are anyway. And we discuss a lot of good things. So I think it's the best show yet. Hopefully, you'll agree. I'm sure you will. And hopefully, you will also enjoy very much. We have Guess Who's review, of course. I did set it to ultra hard mode this week. So I'd be interested to see which of you guys get it and how quickly you get it. Maybe it's too easy and I made it too easy, but we'll find out if Jay gets the game or not later on. And also, I've started Doom Eternal. Now, I haven't actually had much time to play it yet, but we discussed that a little bit, I think, at the start and the end of the show. But as that evolves and I get through the game more and more, I'll obviously update everyone and discuss it with Jay as well. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for us. Mate, I haven't played a game in ages where, you stay up late and then you get up early just to play it.
Yeah, I've kind of had to go to bed like about either an hour or 2 hours earlier, like somewhere between midnight and 1, rather than between 2 and half 2.
Because you want to wake up early.
Yeah, just because I don't want to get. Well, I want to get more sleep. I want to be able to get at least 7 rather than like 6.5 or 6. So
yeah,
that's the plan. Yeah. Oh, I forget you do the intro separate, don't you?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that. I'm waiting for you to say something, then you're like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Okay.
No, I'm still working it out, to be honest with you, mate, and I can't
Yeah.
really hear myself, so yeah, I'm still just working it out, still working out the kinks. I'm not sure whether I want to do an intro, because then Elle was all like, oh, I don't know if the intro's any good, and I was like, really? Because I think it's better than...
I like it, actually. I like it when you do it separate, because it kind of makes it feel a bit more like...
natural?
I guess natural, and also kind of almost like there's a team behind it, rather than just you. Like, there's been other times where I've like... There's podcasts I listen to where it's like 2 guys, and they intro themselves. And there's other ones where it's just one guy, and then he has a guest on. And then the one guy intros separately. Like Adam Buxton does an intro. It's funny, like his intros are him walking his dog Rosie at like 6 or 7 in the morning and on like a Norfolk field somewhere, right?
Well, I heard his podcast because you told me to listen to it.
Oh,
and
honestly, you liked it, right? Please tell me you loved it. Like the little like skits and the
yeah.
Oh god, oh my god! It's honestly, I've laughed so hard at that stuff. It's insane.
Because I wondered whether that walk thing was just that episode or whether he
No,
always does that.
Pretty much every episode.
Right.
Because he lives in Norfolk, so you can just kind of imagine what kind of... Yeah, you can imagine what, the kind of place he's walking, for us at least, anyway.
Does he not get noticed by loads of people and stuff walking around?
Well, I don't think he goes out much. Not that I know. I don't know exactly where he lives. I can't imagine he goes into the city that often.
Fair.
I don't know. How many? Which ones did you listen to? Have you got like a...
Just one, mate. I think it was with Frank Skinner.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I like the Skinner one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Frank Skinner's funny, so I thought it'd be a good entry point for the podcast.
No, good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Right, where do you want to start?
Yeah, well, before we dive into the Avengers stuff, mate.
We can leave that for whenever you want. Yeah.
Well, we'll do it in a bit, but we've got a bunch of stuff that we didn't cover last week
Yeah, go for it.
that we should really address now.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
first one is the revelation kind of investigation that we did post last show, where we talked about, is Gotham Knights in the same universe as Suicide Squad game? And 1-0 to Nick, I suppose.
No, it's not that, right? It's more like I didn't know. Nobody really
Yeah.
knew. It was a good speculation. And then,
That's
if
true.
anything, I'm actually disappointed that it's not. I think they've missed an opportunity there massively for like crossovers in the future. They've missed the ball totally.
Yeah, I think that's true, right? Because you could have had the good and bad side happening at the same time.
Like you literally could have had like DLC, or maybe it's like a game in the future that involved all the DC characters, like an Avengers type game from both these worlds, and they happen in different cities depending on which part of the globe you're in, or like which, if you're in Metropolis or if you're in Gotham or in Coast City with Green Lantern. There's so many different cities you could go to. They could do it. They could basically make the Avengers game. They've totally missed the ball here. I mean, they could still do it. It's just whether or not they re-clarify in the future. They've totally missed it though. Disappointing.
Yeah, it does seem weird to not do it in the same universe. Like,
yeah, very strange.
It makes you think maybe they're going down a parallel universe route.
I don't know. I'm trying to think because what they could be doing is different Earths. With DC, there's 52 Earths roughly. There's like different multiverses, right? So yeah. With DLC, there's Earth 1, 2, 3, 4 to 52. There's also Earth Prime. There's also Earth -1. There's so many different things.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, yeah, they could do it. They could.
Earth
I mean,
Mega
they could do a
Boom.
million different things if they wanted to. So it's up to them.
Well, the reason I say that it could be a different universe is because on the trailer they were all like, "Oh yeah, Bruce Wayne's dead in this one," but they didn't clarify that in the Suicide Squad game, as far as I'm aware. So that made me
No, they
think.
didn't. Although
that made me think.
it's weird because technically, the only reason Harley's in the Suicide Squad in that game is because she got arrested by Batman in the other game.
Right.
That's
So it could be a
from what we know,
point, or...
kind of. Yeah, it's almost like a diverging thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be a
Well,
million
we
different
cleared that
things.
up anyway.
Yeah,
so
to an extent.
We're not scoring. We're not scoring. Next one was Call of Duty, which just completely flew us by because we had so much to talk about.
It's weird. It's kind of like gone under the radar. It's not. It doesn't feel as big of a sort of premiere as previous Call of Duties. Although I feel like I don't know what to do about this Call of Duty. Whether I'm actually kind of excited about the campaign. This is the first time I've looked at a Call of Duty campaign since Black Ops 1 and gone, "Ooh, I wouldn't mind playing that," because it's actually about the Cold War, and I love that stuff. I think I've already figured out the campaign, like who the actual bad guy is, but I won't like saying it. I got some predictions.
Yeah, me too, actually, mate. I saw that trailer and I thought like there was an ally or someone, and I was just like, yeah, he's a bad guy.
I think the guy in the glasses with the blonde hair. I think he's a.
I think
he's a Russian spy.
Yeah,
he's
definitely the bad guy.
He's a Russian spy, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd love if that was the actual truth. I'd love that. That'd be so cool. No, I kind of am looking forward to it actually. Yeah, to an extent. I don't know if I'm going to buy it right away. I might wait. I'll see.
Mate, I've got so many questions for you and Activision for this game, man. So we've got to talk about it yet. It was actually kind of to our favour because we got the big reveal trailer only like a couple of days ago, so it kind of worked out. But I watched the trailer. And we've got to remember the history behind this development, Jay, of this game. So this game essentially got brought forward a year, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, this is bad news, kind of, because it means there's a year less of development, which means a lot of things could go wrong.
Exactly. And I was there thinking, first of all, I'm thinking, oh, so Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign, but now you're doing a campaign. That's interesting. Then I was thinking, oh, you're going back to Black Ops roots. That's even more interesting because that is an interesting way to go for the campaign. And to be fair to what you're saying, Jay, the Cold War does look interesting, even though it's called Cold War. Just try saying that 500 times faster. And then Cold War. Babbling bunch of babbling birds. What is it? The Harry Potter fort?
I don't know.
A bubbling bunch of babbling balloons or something like that.
Yeah,
anyway.
something like that. Yeah, bambling baboons, something like that.
Babbling bunch of babbling baboons. Yeah. Yeah, so I was like looking at this game and I was thinking, how have they made it so quick? Even if they had like a whole nother studio helping them, are they going to have a battle royale mode at launch? Is this really going to work at launch? The reveals come 2-3 months after it should have. Is it even coming out this year? All these questions just flying, mate.
Yeah, I
Flying.
guess that's why we got the window of them showing off the game like so much later than we thought, because they were
Yeah.
actually kind of like a year behind technically, so they kind of had to like rush some stuff, I imagine. I mean, we do know they're doing zombies, but I don't know about. I think Warzone's going to be its own thing still. It's going to like stay on separate with the other Call of Duty. So I imagine they'll probably
Yeah.
add like Cold War stuff to it
Maybe.
over
Well, they
time.
did. They did Blackout before that, and they didn't continue that as they've continued Warzone.
I think
So
Warzone's gotten
bigger.
like bigger, yeah, definitely. A lot
Yeah.
more people are playing that than they were playing Blackout. So
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Just all these questions, mate. But when it comes down to it, yeah, I agree. I think the campaign looks interesting.
it does, yeah. I
I
kind of can't
probably,
wait actually.
I probably won't play it, get it at launch, but like if it comes free
I mean,
on
it's
PS
supposed to be
Plus, maybe
coming
2 months
out.
after launch.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
true. I think it's supposed to be coming out early November, isn't it? Like roughly the same time. I think it's supposed to be a release launch with PS5 or Xbox.
Oh, but mate, we don't know when that is, do we?
We've gotten some more information. I think it's Xbox is November 6th still, and PlayStation is November 13th now. So Xbox are going to potentially have a week ahead of PlayStation.
I don't think that's good for them because Xbox should have tried to release the same day Cyberpunk to me.
Yeah, that's kind of true, but I think you'd also want to release your console before the other person, because people are more likely to buy something earlier than they are the other one later. So
More likely to buy a console rather than a Wi-Fi router. Yeah, I feel you.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, mate. I mean, look, general stress here. I really want the consoles, as do you, and we don't know the price. We don't know when they're coming out. We don't know the launch lineup, and it's now 2 months away, Jay.
Well,
This is unprecedented.
I'm about as prepared as I can be. I've saved up a good amount of money, so
Yeah.
I can actually I can afford both if they're both a reasonable price. So I might actually do that, because I'm going to want to play Avengers on PlayStation sooner rather than later, because I want to be able to play it, on a machine that's more it's built for. So
Yeah. Fair play.
mm.
Mate, and I was thinking the same thing, this links into the conversation of what to have about what games you want to finish before next
Mhm,
gen begins.
definitely.
And I was thinking about Xbox, and I was thinking because they've got backwards compatibility with like everything,
Yeah,
that list doesn't really exist because the idea of the list is you finish it because it's not available next gen, but obviously you
yeah.
can play everything on you can pretty much play everything on Xbox Series X next gen. So it's kind of like, well, I don't need to finish Control because they've got an Ultimate Edition coming out. I don't need to finish Ghost of Tsushima or Death Stranding probably because they'll probably be backwards compatible on the PS5. So it's kind of like there's only one game I want to finish before next gen comes out, and that's Doom Eternal, only because I've got it now and I'm playing it now. Apart from that, there isn't really much for me that I have to finish, so to speak, before next gen. Is there any games that you want to finish before next gen, or even games that you're putting off playing because you know they'll be better on Series X or
Oh,
PS5?
that's true. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say putting off. I guess just Cyberpunk and Valhalla, really. I'm definitely going to wait until next gen for those. Um, I kind of still want to finish the Alan Wake game. I know that's very left field, but it's kind of like it's one of those games that I like. No, I loved it when I played it, but didn't ever finish it because I don't know, I didn't. I think I got obsessed with the collectibles, and the collectibles in that game are so hard to like collect. It just takes too long. So
Are you
I
talking
don't
about Alan
know.
Wake? Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did say Alan Wake, didn't I?
No, yeah, you said like the Alan Wake game, and I was like, is he talking about the DLC American Nightmare or
Both,
standalone
I
game?
imagine. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I've still got them, and I'm pretty sure they're backwards compatible. So
Yeah.
I can't really think of much else. I was trying to think of games I still want to finish. I mean, I still want to play Remember Me again, just because I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Um,
What about Wolfenstein 2
oh
and
yeah,
things
Wolfenstein
like
2 is
that?
another one. Yeah, definitely. I did think about that the other day, actually. Huh. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I did. That reminds me. I finished in quotes Need for Speed Heat. Don't know if I talked about that already, did I?
I don't
No, I
think
don't
so,
think I did.
mate.
Yeah, this was
No.
kind of like the what I needed to play something in between finishing the beta for Marvel Avengers and then playing Marvel Avengers.
Yeah.
Um, so like maybe like last Thursday I was like, right, I'll just like download something, and then found Speed and I was like, oh yeah, I hadn't finished that yet. So I've kind of finished that to an extent, about as much as I can before like getting bored. I reckon. So that was
Did
quite
you
fun. I quite enjoyed that. I like being able to like tune cars and stuff, usual Need for Speed stuff. So that was quite
did you
good.
start from the beginning, or was this like
No,
finishing
this
off?
I was basically done. I think I only played it for like maybe like 4 or 5 hours
Okay.
over the
Yeah.
space of like 2 days. So
Okay.
not a lot, but it was something. Because before that and after that, I actually have just been reading comics or DC stuff. So trying to familiarize myself. I'm actually just preparing for the reading material of the more modern stuff to do with the games and the movies and the shows that are coming out. So I want to be able to prepare myself for that. That's the plan.
Do they tie in the comics and stuff to the movies now, or like do they?
No, I mean, you can make comparison with the Marvel films that there are comics that they're based loosely, if not heavily on. Like
Yeah.
Endgame and Infinity War is based off that story. So
Yeah.
similarly to that, like some of the modern stuff is based off of what the new movie's going to be about and what the games are potentially going to be about. So I just want a little bit of a better understanding of where it's all coming from.
And did you say, Jay, in the Infinity War comic that half of all the Avengers team die then, or fade away and stuff?
Yeah, it's just similar to in the movie. Half of
Oh,
the
okay.
universe just goes,
Got you.
and then they all come back as they do. So
But that's to court death, not to save the
yeah.
universe.
It's to do with death instead.
Okay, cool. All right. Still doing corrections. So
Yeah.
Pennyworth, he's not. What was it? He's not the Riddler. The guy who plays Pennyworth. That's
Oh
right.
no, Pennywise, the clown.
Pennywise. Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennyworth is the Alfred Pennyworth. That's Batman's
That's
butler.
what I thought. Yeah. I'm getting my
No,
Batman mixed up.
yeah. For some reason, I thought it was the guy Skarsgård, but actually, it's his one of his older brothers is playing another character in it instead, which is a coincidence. So,
Is he the
um,
son of the really famous Skarsgård actor
yeah,
guy?
Bill Skarsgård, I think is the kid. I can't remember the actor. He's the guy in the Thor movies. I forgot his name, but yes, that is him. Like,
Yeah.
there's the dad Skarsgård, and then there's like 4 different brothers, but
Right.
they're all known as the Skarsgårds, and they're all actors.
They
um,
sound like a
but yeah,
Viking
it's
group.
not him.
Yeah.
It's someone else. I don't know if you'd know who it was.
Is it another Skarsgård?
No.
Okay. That'd be
Uh,
funny. Are they all, so they're all sons of him, are they?
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to say so.
Imagine
Uh,
the competition in that family.
Paul Dano. I don't know if you know who Paul Dano is. Do you?
Doesn't ring a bell, mate.
Have you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
I haven't, but I've been told I should.
Okay. There will be blood, prisoners.
I've seen There Will Be Blood. I think I know
He's
you're on
in
about.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the son in that, the
Yeah.
older son. Yeah, I know you're on about.
He's actually a surprisingly like under like not very known actor, but he's really good. Like he's kind of like I can see
Yeah.
him winning some awards in the future, definitely.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah,
Nice
look
one.
forward to that.
Well, I'm sure he'll do a great job. And last thing, mate. I
Yeah, you
checked
are
out
to
Black
correct
Myth.
about. Oh, you checked it
Wi-
out, right? Okay,
I
cool, cool,
checked
cool.
out
Yeah,
Black
yeah,
Myth
yeah.
Wukong.
So did you watch the like? Was it like 8 or 13 minute video, or whatever it
Yeah,
was?
something like 14-minute, I think,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
gameplay video. All right, let me break it down, Jay.
Uh
Let
oh.
me break it down.
Uh oh.
Okay. I completely get like why people are attracted to that game off the bat. The myth stuff, the Chinese stuff, it's all good stuff. And it's all things we desperately want. Like, as soon as you see it, you think like, oh, we crave that, we need that. And I get that. But I've got to be honest with you, mate. There was just something about the gameplay that wasn't clicking for me.
Oh,
Like, I
okay.
was looking at it, and I haven't played it, obviously. But I was looking at it, and I was thinking, I really doubt that this game's going to hit hard when it releases, because I just
Yeah, I
think there's
can feel that.
something like everyone's getting hyped about it, and I just can't help but think that if it does come out, when it comes out, people are going to get it and they'll be like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, yeah.
No, I don't think it'll be massive. I think it'll probably be to like like how Dark Souls 1 probably did when it first came out. It'll be like Dark Souls 1 didn't get popular until Bloodborne came out, which was like
Yeah, sure,
almost
sure.
10 years later.
Yeah.
Like Bloodborne is sort of where it kicked off because that's like the first PS4 version of that where it all kind of like was cool and people went back and played 1, 2, and 3. So I think it'll be like a quite a niche thing initially, maybe, and then in the future, I don't know. Or we might have already gone past that time where the sort of Souls hack and slash thing is sort of done with now. So
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, it's only a matter of time, right, before that genre, subgenre, whatever, becomes, what's the word, saturated.
Yeah, I feel like the zombies has already been saturated. That's already been and gone. I don't think that'll come back for a while. I think the only zombies games that are really doing anything at the minute are zombies on Call of Duty, and even that, not even that big.
I agree. I also think Dying, like the guys over at not Zombieland, Techland,
Yeah,
they're doing some cool stuff with Dying Light.
yeah. I'm surprised that game's still going. Honestly, there must be enough of an audience, obviously.
Mate, you and me both. They released a DLC for it the other month.
Yeah, I
It
know.
came out 2015.
I know. It's insane. It's kind of having like a similar trajectory as Rainbow Six, because Rainbow Six came out in
Just gonna
2015 as
say that.
well.
Literally just gonna say it's literally like Rainbow Six before Rainbow Six.
Yeah. There must be like at least 20,000 people playing that, if not more, right? Because
Yeah,
they've got to have
yeah.
enough people playing it for them to warrant spending the money to make something like that. So
And you've also got to think there's enough people playing it and they're still buying stuff, like buying DLCs and stuff.
yeah, I think that. I mean, I can't imagine that game continuing on after this year.
No, I mean, Dying Light 2 is supposed to come. Well, it won't, but it's going to come out next year. It's supposed to come out this year, Dying Light 2, but I can't imagine them updating Dying Light 1 when Dying Light 2 is out.
No.
So,
Mm.
all right, mate, we've covered our tracks. Let's move on to fresh ground, new territory.
Yes.
Columbus and I. First things first, mate.
What's first?
Did you check out last DLC planned for Borderlands 3?
Yeah, I did, and I'm both happy and annoyed at the same time. So I'm happy because it's Krieg, who's like one of my favorite characters from Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Did you ever play as Krieg in Borderlands 2? Did you ever bother with the DLC on that?
I got the Handsome Collection, so he was already in it, but
Oh,
I
okay.
never. Mate, I'm a one-man shop. When I play through it, I'll have the one character, and that's pretty much it.
Sure. No,
Unless
yeah,
there's achievements.
fair. Yeah, no, he was sort of like a very melee-based character, which I quite like in games. Like I've always liked Zero and Amara, all the melee kind of people from Borderlands. But yeah, no, he's fun. But this DLC actually I'm liking a lot because it reminds me a lot of Psychonauts.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's that similar thing where the whole idea of the DLC is you're supposed to be in the mind
Yeah.
of Krieg, and that's basically what Psychonauts is. You're sort of like in people's minds. You're in their brain, sort of palaces or whatever. So you're having to like go through and figure this all out. And I think they're being quite risky or risque, should I say, with the wording and some of the language they're using in their thing. And they were surprised that they were able to use the subtitle, which I think was like
Psycho Krieg and then Fantastic Buster Clark.
yeah, there we go. And they were surprised. They were surprised that got through. But I'm kind of glad it did because it's funny. It's very
It's
like
so
Borderlands
funny,
level
dude. It's so
comedy.
funny.
The bad thing about it is it's coming out in the next 6 days, like September 9th or something, right? Or 8th?
Mate, I honestly don't even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes out in the next week. We'll say that. Like it's
September
either
10th.
there we go, September 10th. So in a week tomorrow, right? So, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be done with Avengers by then. That's the thing. I think some people probably will be, depending on how much they care about it. But I think I might have to delay Borderlands for a little while. I reckon
Sure.
I'll play that once I've finished with Avengers until I need to come back to it for the DLC or whatever. So yeah, I think that's the only bad thing about it. But it actually looks like because the same people who did the first DLC and the second DLC are doing this one. So I think they have separate teams for DLCs.
Yeah.
So the first DLC was the Handsome Jack.
Yeah.
Second was the Tentacles, Love and
Yeah.
Tentacles, and then third one was this most recent, which was the Western one.
Bounty of Blood.
And
Yeah.
the Bounty of Blood was done by a different team, but the fourth DLC is being done by the same team as the first two DLC. So At least we're going to know it's going to be, the story's going to be good at least, hopefully. So, what are your thoughts on this then?
Yeah, man. Same thing with the mine thing, but I just went
Yeah, it
straight
looks
to
awesome.
the Claptrap DLC in pre-sequel. I don't know if you remember this,
Mm-hmm.
but you go in Claptrap's mind or body, similar-ish kind of thing, where you're like exploring his whatevers, his insides or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like, cool idea. I don't really. Well, how do you pronounce it? Krieg.
Krieg, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know much about him, but like, I'm down
Yeah,
for
so
the
he's
ride.
basically a psycho. Like, you know how you've got any normal psycho that you kill in the world?
Yeah.
He's like a psycho that's sort of like has a mind of his own rather than right, because most psychos sort of like just sort of they're usually ordered around by someone. Like in Borderlands 3, they're obviously ordered around by the brother and sister, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're sort of like they're manipulated into thinking killing or killing themselves in a stupid way. But now this guy's sort of got his own thing. He's like sort of he's a vault hunter, but he's a psycho. So he's very mad though. Like he's definitely not all there. So he's very manic, and I like that. He's kind of like Deadpool, but if he was crazier.
And that's why people have wanted to see him in a DLC of some sort for
Yeah, I
Borderlands
think he
3.
also is like probably one of the better looking characters too in terms of like design. I don't know why, but he just looks like his face masks that he has. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is about. I don't know if you ever have this, but if there's a face like a gas mask in a game, I will always have that on as like a consumer, like a to make my character look better. I
Mate,
just
that's why
love
we
how
need
they
to take
look.
Division 2, man. That's all they wear the whole time.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true. Yeah, no, I get you.
Nah,
That
yeah,
is true.
Gas Mask are cool, awesome, man.
Yeah,
Mate, why in Fallout have they not given us the option to customize gas masks? Would be awesome.
yeah, that is yeah. I think they might have something like that in maybe 76, but that could be I could be pulling that out of nowhere.
Sure.
They got a lot of what do you call them? Cosmetics. There we go. A lot of different cosmetics.
Oh, yeah, like £5 for a blue hat and shit like
Yes,
that.
it's the monetization on that game is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this DLC, mate. I'm really excited to play it, bash it out. You know what I've been chatting about for like the past 6 months now. I love being new enough in the game sphere that, like, as in playing new enough games that I can do these DLCs as they come out, and I'm quite enjoying that actually
Me
because
too. Yeah.
we spoke about this on the Odyssey special, which is out now. We spoke about how there's two different approaches. Yeah, there's the approach of everything's out, the game's been updated, most of the bugs and stuff are fixed, but when you play it, the game itself is like 20, 30 hours longer because all the DLC is out, or possibly even longer than that, right? Rather than the approach of you get Borderlands 3 at launch, and then you play each 3 to 7 hour DLC pack at a time, and it's quite digestible, and you get to go back in the world, and you
Oh,
have to relearn a little bit. But what's that, mate?
that is such a good word. I totally forgot about that. The fact that game can be more digestible in courses rather than a whole meal.
Yeah.
Dude, you just blew my mind a little bit. I think you just answered like a lifelong question that I've been been trying to think about for a while. Of like, why do I not like a game where when I've bought it and it already has all the DLC, I don't even bother to play it because I'm trying to like eat too much. I'm trying to absorb too much. Whereas if you eat it in sort of like increments, it kind of or absorb it in increments, it does taste nicer. It makes you
Yeah,
feel
man.
good.
It's just like, having pizza 3 days in a row for most would be like, I'm good.
For
Having
me,
pizza,
actually, pizza's.
well, mate,
Yeah,
I'm the same, right?
yeah,
But if you had pizza once a week, it'd be like, oh, this is amazing.
yeah.
This
No,
is
I
the
get
one,
that.
this
Everything
is
in
the dream.
moderation, definitely.
Yeah, I had the same thing
Ugh,
with Wolfenstein 2, man, which is why I went back and completed it earlier this year because
yeah,
I finished the game, all the collectibles, and then you finish this like 30, 40 hour experience, and then it's like, oh, do you want to do these DLCs? I'm like, no, thank you.
yeah. No,
I'm
that's
stuck.
how I feel right now. Like looking up at Wolfenstein 2, I'm just like, oh god, there's too much there. There's too much going on. I can't even
Yeah,
attempt it.
yeah,
No, I'm not doing
literally.
that.
So Borderlands 3, I'm happy to again dive back in the world. Happy to blow up some stuff, shoot some people.
Will we want to talk about that when we've both finished it, or
Yeah, man, let's not rush it, dude.
yeah?
Like, I'll play it when I can, and you'll play it when you can, and we'll find time. I think we'll probably play it before the new gen, right? That's the goal.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
have it done by then. I mean, technically, I could probably get the campaign done depending on how. Because that's the thing. The previous campaigns have been pretty short for me. They've only been like what between 6 and 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I reckon if I could probably spend a day on it and probably get the campaign finished. But yeah, everything else I'm not sure about. So I mean, I know you take a little bit longer because you like to do all the side quests and all the trophies or achievements or whatever. So yeah, we'll communicate about that later on, and we'll let each other know about when we want to talk about it fully.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, we're both looking forward to it. It seems. I love the. Have you seen any like gameplay of it? Of like the train like that goes through or whatever? Oh, that looks so cool.
Yeah, I saw the launch trailer, the trailer for it, whatever. Trailer, and Jay, just quickly as well, then I guess you got a bit of a month gap here. So you're playing Avengers now, and then you maybe have this DLC, a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this, a bit of that. But then your main releases aren't until the start of October, right? With Dirt 5 and Squadron.
Yeah, so I've got to try and make Avengers and this Borderlands DLC last me until October 9th, I want to say. So a little over a month. I've got to make it last me 5 weeks from today, basically. Which I think I can do. I mean, the schedule I'm on right now, it should take me. I mean, it'll take me a while to get to where I want to get. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, excited for that. Jay, just one quick question on the Borderlands 3 stuff. Do you think there'll be more either DLC or like what? Yeah, do you see a future for the expansions or DLCs for these games?
Yeah, that's a good point. Is there going to be a break now? Because this is going to obviously be the last. Because didn't Borderlands? Isn't the anniversary the same day this DLC is coming out?
I think it was the 9th of September, to be fair.
Yeah, either the 9th or 10th of September a year ago is when Borderlands 3 came out. So we're almost on a year anniversary. So I don't know if we're going to... I mean, we might see like maybe 1 or 2 new DLC next year. I don't think we'll see 4. I think we'll see probably 2 slightly larger ones, if we're lucky. I mean, they haven't said anything about a new character because they didn't want to do new characters in this one. But I kind of hope they do at least one, just to like... liven it up a bit, maybe. I mean, they've got something to choose from, so.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, Jay. When they first started talking about DLC packs and what they wanted to do for Borderlands 3, they were making out like there would be a lot more extension of characters and storylines from the core game than there have been, perhaps.
Yeah.
I knew that a couple of favourites were going to come back, but I did think we'd get more of the story of the Maya's apprentice.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
Yeah, mate.
Jesus.
And the other characters in the game, which I thought we would see perhaps more. But
I think we might be seeing her in this DLC.
Right.
From things I've seen, there's some sort of involvement there potentially. I could be like, I'm going to say like there's a 10% chance.
Nah, I mean that makes sense then.
We'll see. Yeah, definitely.
All right, mate. All right, look, we've put it off long enough, Jay. Let's get down to it, man, because I'm really excited to see what you think.
I got a lot to say. I mean, I kind of want you to ask me questions. Kind of like this is almost like the this is like the pre-show to the special almost.
Yeah. This is our unique format of just how do we review a game? We just keep asking questions. That's all we do.
I've spent roughly 18 hours on the game in the last 36 hours.
18?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the last day and a half, I've spent about 18 hours on the game.
And you've got the pre-order, like you've early access.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered it. It's supposed to be coming out on the 4th. It came out on the 1st, midnight, so very early on the 1st. And I played it from midnight till 2:30, probably.
Nice,
just to sort of get to at least a good place in the story. So by the time I played it that next morning, I was, kind of roughly where I was in the beta, if not like slightly before. So,
mate, can I just quickly interject here? How good is it when you get that game that night or whatever it is, and you play it for 2-3 hours and you just get past?
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I haven't done that with a game since probably like Call of Duty, but like 5 or 6 years ago. Like I haven't been in a space or been in a place in where we're at home now. We've got the time to spend and be awake from midnight till 3. I haven't been able to do that in years.
Yeah.
Maybe since high school. So yeah, I mean it's actually quite nice. I'm glad I did it because I don't know, just it feels good to do that, to know that you can. Like I literally sat up all day and I was like waiting, like watching the clock tick down. I was like, so much, all this time to go. It felt like
Did you
bloody
nap?
forever, but
Did you nap before so you
I
can stay
didn't
up a bit?
actually. No,
Right. Fair.
I was just looking forward to it. I haven't. It's weird. I haven't been this nervous to play a game in a while either. I actually got nervous. I was like, why am I nervous right now? I'm just like so excited.
That's
Don't know.
awesome, man. All right,
Yeah,
train
yeah,
back on course. Carry on, please.
yeah. So okay. So yeah, I've played. So I'll say this: I've completed the campaign missions
Whoa.
because the campaign isn't that long. It's probably maybe only about 8 hours long, if that.
Of the whole game, like you have
So
done the
no.
campaign.
So there's two modes, right? There's the campaign mode and the Avengers Initiative mode.
Okay.
Campaign mode is obviously just the campaign stuff, and then the Avengers Initiative mode is all the sort of post, like Endgame, post campaign, multiplayer or solo missions on the war table thing. You know, you can pick your mission from around the globe. That's what I'm doing right now, just to level up my characters. And you kind of have to do the campaign to unlock the rest of the roster because you only start off with like one or two characters, so you've got to at least complete the campaign. And that's probably part of the reason why they made the campaign so short, is because they want you to be able to get to the last two characters like quickly, because the last two characters are the ones that weren't in the beta, and they're the ones that people have been looking forward to the most.
Oh my
So
days! And they're the last characters you unlock.
yeah, and they're
Oh
not like, you don't get them early either. You get them like 6 hours in. So
wow!
yeah,
Making you wait.
they make you
Making you
wait a
wait.
little bit. I'm kind of glad they did that, because I can imagine that the DLC they're going to bring out is either going to potentially add to the campaign in some way, because just the campaign missions alone only takes up about 50% of the campaign mode. So there's still loads of other stuff to do in the campaign mode. It's just I don't really need to do them right now, just because I'm doing the Avengers stuff. So
All right.
that's
So
kind of confusing, I know.
no, yeah, we're just trying to digest it.
Yeah,
So
nice.
what do you mean? There's other stuff like bonus objectives?
So yeah, you've got like a globe, and
Okay.
then you just pick missions to do. And I've only done 50% of those missions, but those 50% are just the campaign ones. Because there's campaign missions, and then there's just other missions that allow you to level up or get different bits of gear, stuff like that.
Are they not the Avengers Initiative missions?
Some of them kind of are, yeah. I mean, they're basically the same missions, but maybe with different rewards or like different enemies or something like that. Maybe harder. I'd say they're probably slightly harder.
Okay.
Kind of
Okay.
depends. Yeah.
So the main campaign,
Yeah.
you have finished.
Have finished, yeah. It was good actually. Story definitely wasn't. It was flawed. It was
Okay.
definitely flawed. Uh, it continued with the cheesy kind of like, film, or not film, TV show writing, very cringy. You couldn't really skip parts of it. There were some parts you could, some parts you couldn't, which was annoying. Which is funny because the cringiest parts are the bits you couldn't skip. So I was like, oh god, this is annoying.
Oh no.
I definitely felt a lot. I felt they definitely made me feel some things. Not like
Okay.
not too like emotional, but they kind of made me fall in love a bit more with Kamala, which I was like, okay, it makes sense because she's basically the main character, so everything kind of revolves around her. But I don't really mind her that much now. She's definitely less of an annoyance as she was. So, and I actually do like her powers, because again they're similar to Miss Fantastic. So, yeah, and boss was cool too. The boss fights were pretty cool. I definitely think there's a lot more potential there for better boss fights. They did seem a bit kind of like, like they weren't too varied. They weren't bad though. I played the whole thing on normal rather than easy, because you do get better rewards on normal versus easy. So I thought I'll give myself a bit more of a challenge to get better rewards. And the loot drops are really good. I've been getting a lot of legendary stuff and like
Too
epic stuff.
too too easy or
At the minute, I think they're definitely going to want to tweak it in the future if they want to keep the game going for longer. It's having that classic thing where, like, when Destiny first came out, exotics were everywhere. Like,
okay.
they were dropping like flies, and then like within a
Yeah.
week or two, they were all gone. Like, you could barely get one. It took you like days to get one, which I think they're probably going to do with this, which is kind of annoying. But that's kind of why I'm glad I'm playing it now, because I'm sort of being able to experience all the nice gear early, I guess, to sort of like
Yeah.
know what to look forward to. I will say the game doesn't. Okay, so in the beta, the game felt quite clunky and horrible and awful. They definitely improved a lot. within that week of the beta and release, oh my god, it felt so much better.
Really?
Yes, honestly, the game went from like a 4 in my mind to like a 6.
Right. Okay.
They improved it a hell of a lot. The frame rate is a lot better. Less bugs. There still are bugs though, and I think they're fixing that right now. They've already updated it twice since. They've updated it once since yesterday. It's
So
now
it
on
wasn't
version 1.4, I want to say. So
it wasn't a complete car crash considering it's 3 days
no,
early.
it's weird. Yeah, it's definitely improved a hell of a lot. Very
Okay.
similar in some ways, but ultimately a lot smoother on the base console than I thought it was going to be, and I'm very happy about that. They've improved a lot, honestly. Like some of the UIs they've improved, sort of just like things that make life easier. Like they've taken, just general stuff that makes the game nicer, just feel nicer. Which I'm so glad they did. They even made the combos of the characters feel like more like an actual combo-y kind of fighty thing rather than like a really slow, clunky. So many things they improved on. I'm so glad because I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but the days leading up to the release of the September 1st, every 2 days they'd sort of say, we're fixing it. Don't worry, we're definitely fixing it, and they've definitely delivered so far. There's a hell of a lot they still need to fix. The frame rates definitely aren't great in the campaign cinematic parts of things, um, which again they'll fix before the 4th, I reckon, more than likely. If not, they'll be fixing. I mean, these guys, I will say, Crystal Dynamics are so on top of things. Like they give feedback and they let people know what's going on every day. They're like, "Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, we're still talking about that. We're going to be fixing that." Like other companies, you don't hear back from them for like weeks. And I'm
What's
so
that?
glad. Yeah, I'm so glad that these guys are like so on top of it. You can definitely tell they want to make this game good. And I think ultimately the game is flawed. Like it definitely doesn't feel quite right yet, but I think they'll definitely get there from what I've played so far.
So the campaign missions, can you play them solo or in a team of 4?
Yeah. So what you do is once you've unlocked enough characters, you can have companions who sort of like are AI driven to
Yeah.
help you play, and you can either do it that way or you can do it with people in matchmaking. Although I don't think the matchmaking is actually going live until the 4th anyway.
Okay.
So I've done everything solo, in quotes so far, which has been all right. The AI has definitely improved. In the beta, the AI didn't do anything; they stood there and did nothing. Like against a boss, like you'd literally be whacking at it and like shooting stuff, and they'd just be like walking around, being like, "What do I do? What do I do?" But now
Oh,
they
man.
actually they do everything. It's perfect. So I'm
Right.
very
Okay.
happy about that. They've improved a hell of a lot. I want to say that most of that stuff is just because the game wasn't all on the console because there was only 30 gigs worth of stuff, but there's now like close to 70 gigs worth. So almost
Ma-
double the amount of stuff to be able to like help the game play has just helped it immensely.
I was about to say maybe they were literally just testing numbers rather than
Yeah, I think
putting
that's
in
what it
all the
was.
AI and
I
stuff.
think the beta literally was like a very early version of the game, like
Yeah.
in comparison, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's break this down. So the characters you unlocked, what are the levels at the moment, Jay? Are you
Yeah.
trying to level
So
up every single character
when you have a companion, they're only as good as their power level and their level that they are, right?
when
So
you played them and you can only
yeah. So let's say I played as Iron Man. I got up to level 5. And he's like power level 20,
yeah.
and then I have a Thor who's level 10 but power level 40. If I have my companion as Iron Man, he'll only be as good as when I played him. He won't like match up to my Thor level. He'll only be level 5, power 20.
So it's in
So
your interest to level up everyone.
it is, yeah. So that's what I'm doing today. My plan was at the minute the character I'm maining in quotes is Thor. He's definitely my favorite character so far. I've got him to level 21, and I'm like power level 70 almost. I want to say, but all my other characters are like either level 5 or level 10 with like power levels like 30 or so. And so if I can get those to like a good enough, high enough level, then the further I go on with Thor, at least my other characters won't die as much as they have been. Because they've all previously to yesterday, they were like all kind of like really low level and kept dying all the time. So now that I've leveled them up a bit, hopefully they'll be able to survive a bit longer. Because the power level that matches to the missions you do match to the highest person in your party, or at least the one you're playing. So if I'm power level 70, the mission's going to be power level 70, which means my power level 20 characters are going to have a hard time keeping up. So I'm going to
And
have to
what
kind of
about?
have to level it all out and everything.
Do you think they'll adapt that for matchmaking, right? Because if I don't want to go in as a level 2 to your level 70 mission and just get
Yeah,
demolished,
I
right?
don't.
You want the
Yeah, that's
borderlands
hard to
system,
say
right?
actually.
You want the borderlands system of every enemy is tailored for you.
Yeah, that's. I reckon maybe the party leader will
Okay,
probably be the sort of the level gauge. Maybe they've probably already answered this, um, but I reckon the matchmaking will only give you people who are either the same level as you, if not slightly under. They won't give you someone who's slightly above,
sure.
because if not, it'll match to them, and then everything will be a bit naff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping. I was hoping that I would be able to match with people who were so lower than me. I could just help them out. I could just wipe off all these enemies and like clear the missions quicker for them. But I don't know if they'll be allowing me to do that or not. So
Back to the story. Is
yeah.
this a story which you haven't really seen before in Avengers?
No, I'm pretty sure it's pretty new. I mean, they definitely take inspiration from a few different things, like the main villain and stuff like that. They did also that classic Marvel thing of like end of the credits there's like an extra bit that tells you some more
Okay.
information. So
Okay.
things, and they also had the war table at 6 p.m. yesterday. I don't know if you saw anything about that.
I didn't know.
So I want to say every month or every week they have like a war table stream, which is basically like a 20-minute video explaining what's coming next. Or a bit like this Night City Wire thing for
Exactly.
Cyberpunk.
Exactly.
So it's sort of like an event, like a mini event that basically says, here's what's coming next. And on this most recent one, they were showing off that the next character isn't actually going to be Hawkeye. It's going to be Kate Bishop, which is the female Hawkeye. She's sort of like a younger sister, but more mature younger sister. So I think they're going to be like a tandem almost. Like you're going to be able to play her and then him if you want to switch between or whatever. And they talked about more like missions they're going to bring and raids and stuff like that. So I kind of want to like prepare now and get ready for the DLC that's coming whenever it comes. I don't. They didn't say anything about a date, but I can't imagine it'll be too long. Maybe like in a month or so.
Yeah, like you want to do everything so you're ready to dive into the new content when it arrives, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So back to the campaign stuff. I'm just going to go all over the place here, right?
Yeah, go for it.
So the campaign missions themselves, I assume can you only play as that specific character for that mission?
There's definitely some character specific missions, but other ones you can just choose and then choose your companions, whoever
Does
you
that
want.
include DLC characters, do you think? Like, are you going to be
In
able
the
to go back to
future,
a
I
campaign
imagine
mission?
so. Yeah, I'm hoping that there'll be campaign missions that are specific for the character, and then you can just use those as a companion in non-specific ones whenever you want. So it'd be good. Like I really want to be able to like choose out of these buddy like 20 characters like right now. Oh man, I can't wait to be playing Doctor Strange. That'd be so cool. They did actually have like a mini thing about Black Panther because I'm guessing you heard the news about Chadwick
Yeah,
Boseman.
yeah.
Yeah, they showed off like a mini Black Panther teaser in yesterday's War Table as well. So hopefully we'll be seeing him a bit sooner rather than later as well.
That's cool. That's cool.
That'd be good. Yeah.
So these post-campaign missions, how many of them are there?
There's supposed to be 80. There's supposed to be 80 individual missions,
Including campaign?
including campaign. Yeah.
That's a
So there's
lot,
probably
Jay.
like
That is a lot.
20 campaign, or maybe there's like 30 campaign and like 50 other ones.
So the majority of the game is in the end game.
Yeah, I still the kind of other thing I want to say about that is you do like we spoke before about the beta about not feeling very powerful.
Yeah.
You don't feel powerful in this game until at least like level 15. Like and you won't get to level 15 until you've defeated the campaign. So
Okay.
the entirety of the campaign, I felt so weak and just like couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely like a level of patience that I still haven't got for this game yet. I kind of having to like find at some point. So yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to talk about the level caps?
I do.
Yeah.
I thought we knew the villain in this game, Jay. Do we not?
We knew the villain.
Yeah.
Do you know the villain?
MODOK?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's the campaign mission villain at least.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
The story kind of revolves around him becoming MODOK. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
and how his head just gets gradually bigger and bigger and bigger. It's really funny to watch, actually.
It genuinely does that.
It does. He literally starts out as a normal scientist, and then his head just sort of like bulges, and it goes whoop. And his
Wow,
head's like this, like massive thing. It's
that's
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about the level cap then, mate.
Yeah. So the level cap at the minute is level 50.
And then if you have specific gear on, is that to do with the power level, just like Destiny?
Yeah. So the gear is power level, and then your
Okay.
level is based off of your skill tree, which is
Okay.
the reason why you don't feel very powerful early on, because none of your skills are unlocked, and you just can't do anything. Like you can't get combos, or you can't do a certain thing when you try to chuck a Thor's hammer and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, and have you got any characters to level 50 yet?
No, so my highest one is 21, which is Thor. Everyone else, I think
Whoa.
I've got two characters level 5.
Whoa. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
I've got two.
Jay.
Thing is, I'm thinking it's probably going to get a lot harder to level up from now on. It's felt pretty easy so far.
Maybe they've designed it, Jay, so you're continuously, like, they won't increase the level cap, so you're continuously increasing your level for the next few months, if that makes sense. Does that make
Hope
sense?
so. Yeah, I mean, so the max power level is 150, and I'm somewhere around 70, so I'm almost halfway. But I don't like, for me, going from 20 to 30 is probably going to take about the same time as from 1 to 20.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
from 30 to 40 is probably going to take the same amount of time as from 1 to 30, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Like, it'll get harder. But I'm hoping to be level at least 25 by the end of today. That's my plan. I'm trying to like set myself like short-term goals, really.
Have you done every single mission then?
Done all the campaign missions. I haven't done every single mission separately. No, there's definitely some I haven't even touched yet.
Are you, to level up, are you just doing all the missions you haven't done yet?
No, there are like specific. There's sort of like these like challenges, stroke mission threads, I guess they're called. Where if you finish like each step of the mission thread, you get like a massive, like a really good, rare reward at the end. I'm waiting till I get to max level till I finish it. That makes sense. Because then
Yeah.
I'll get a max level reward rather than an early level reward.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like trying to like not do all those. I'm trying to like just do the same mission over and over again, and then keep. So there's like some variety because every hour the war table actually refreshes and gives you new missions and new rewards and stuff. So
Okay.
they do
So
definitely keep you on your toes.
will your challenge thread not reset if you do it?
No, I
Oh,
don't think so. I think it just you do it's a one and done, and then you get this massive reward, and that's it.
see, that's a
You
shame.
do get factions though. That's like a new thing in the initiative. So you get a Inhuman and a Shield faction, and they give you 8 bounties essentially, like in Destiny. They give you 8 bounties, and then a ninth special bounty, which is called a villain sector, which is basically go and kill this boss. But you have to like do a whole mission before you do the boss. And the boss is actually I did both of them last night, and they're pretty difficult.
Okay.
I died so many times trying to do it. Even at like level 20, I struggled. So yeah, it was fun though. It definitely felt like a strike in Destiny, but harder.
Right.
Jesus,
That's cool. That's
it
cool.
felt fun though. It's fun to do.
What characters have you got unlocked right now?
I've got more unlocked. So you start off with Kamala and the Hulk.
Yeah.
They're like the first two. Third one you get is Iron Man. Fourth one you get is Black Widow. Fifth is Thor, and then sixth is Captain America.
I thought Iron Man was the character out of the beta that you.
Yeah, so the 4 you get in the beta are Kamala, Hulk, Iron Man, and Black Widow.
Oh, okay. Fine.
And then the 2 you don't are Thor and Captain. So.
Okay.
Which is
right.
annoying because I knew I wanted to play as Thor, but I couldn't play as him until like 6 hours in. I was like, come on.
And you start from level 1, do you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, whenever they unlock, you start from level 1. But he's now my highest level 1 because I've played him the most now. So.
And what were the performances like? Because obviously it's an all-star cast.
Oh, well, yeah, the voice acting was probably the best thing about it, honestly. Voice acting wasn't terrible. It was pretty good. Again, it's like good voices, terrible lines.
Yeah,
They
sure.
definitely cut down on the speaking out loud and making the jokes thing like they did in the beta. They cut down on that, which I'm thankful for. Although there are times where they say stuff and I'm like, you don't need to say something right now. Just be quiet, please.
Be quiet, fool.
They do say things a bit too often, but other things less often. So it's kind of a good balance there.
And why is Thor your favourite character?
So I can definitely see where the builds are going to be coming in now. Like so what they do on they did this. I don't know. I told you before about Marvel Heroes, the PC game.
Yeah.
So they had this like skill tree you could do, but you had like three different options for like everything that came down, and they've done a similar thing on Marvel Avengers where you have an ability, but you have three different options to be able to change that ability to have it maybe do more damage or perform in a different way. Like Thor has a thing where he can make you sort of go up in a tornado and then get struck by lightning, but you can change it where it does more damage. Wait, no, you can have three charges of it, but there's no like swirly thing. There's just the lightning.
Sure.
Stuff like that. Like the different options, they give you three different options for each skill thing to be like, oh, I'd rather it make me regenerate health more or regenerate my skill thing more, something like that. So yeah. What's the question again? I forgot you said.
Why is Thor your favorite
Oh, I
character?
thought, yeah, no. So yeah, the builds with Thor.
Okay.
There's melee. There's a melee rating, a ranged rating, a defensive rating, and a hero rating. Your hero rating, basically, the higher that is, the more your abilities do.
Yeah.
And Thor is basically an ability character, so his melee and his ranged aren't as good. They're still pretty good, but his hero ability is like mine's at the minute is like 3,000, which compared to everyone else's, they're in like the 500, 600s still.
Okay.
So I have a feeling that Thor's going to be more of an ability character than an actual like fighting character. Like he can sort of hover above the crowd and just sort of like spam lightning kind of stuff like that. So yeah, so the build with Thor the reason why I like him the most is because he's like an AOE character, like an area of effect. So a lot of his abilities do like wide area damage rather than sort of single damage. I'm not a fan of like single damage characters, which is why I'm kind of like not liking the rest of them so much at the minute, because they're all like Cap at the moment. Cap doesn't really do much anything that's like too wide of a damage. His most like wide damaging thing is he can throw his shield and it'll sort of ricochet off of like multiple people. But other than that, it's just like whacking with fists and shields and stuff. So I imagine that will change as I level up, but haven't really seen it yet. So, but yeah, Thor even looks the best too. Like his cosmetics are probably some of the best looking in the game. Like the fact that he like glows and he's got this all like shining armor and stuff, he looks so cool.
The most important aspect of this game, Jay, what are the trophies like?
So from playing roughly maybe 15 hours at the time, I'd gotten half the trophies.
Cool. Okay.
50%.
Yeah.
The rest of them are definitely will take either a lot of time and effort, and then the other ones are more just to do with like skill.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
I'd say I'd probably have them all done. I mean, some of them are like, I guess, lucky almost. Like you kind of have to be lucky to get them.
As in, like, kill 3 enemies with this ability.
Yeah, stuff
One.
like that. Yeah. I mean, they're not. I'd say out of like they're like a 7 out of 10 to finish maybe, or maybe even 8 out of 10. They're not like easy, but they're not hard. They're sort of like in
Yeah.
between medium and hard.
You just need the right chance, or you just need to search up an opportunity where you'll be able to get it, sort of thing.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
And then what have we got? The typical max out the skill tree on every character type achievement or trophy, have we?
No, I'd say the harder ones that take time are get every single character to level 50.
There's a trophy for that.
Yeah, so get all 6 characters to level 50.
That's not okay. I'm not okay with that.
And then I want to say there's a trophy that says just get one character to max power level. I don't think there's one to get every single one, but
have you checked, Jay, whether your approach to redoing the same mission again and again is actually slowing you down?
yeah, so I've been trying to find out which missions are sort of like the most efficient, I guess.
Yeah.
Like which ones are quicker, which ones give you more rewards, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you mean anything else by that? What do you mean?
Well, what I meant was, if you're not getting the rewards from these reward threads or challenge threads, right? I'm thinking maybe the game wants you to do that, and therefore that's why you're finding the progress slower than perhaps what it should be.
Maybe, but I think I'm willing to take that risk at the minute.
Yeah.
At the chance of getting like a high level reward.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair
enough. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I want to say that. I mean, the only threads I am doing are the faction ones because they're. So yeah, that's what I was going to say before about factions, that they actually give you like a thread that when it comes to the end, there's no like massive reward, but there's like a good enough reward that you'd rather get it done sooner rather than later. and they are a one and done one, I think, because there's actually a trophy to be able to do them. So
Okay.
I think they might even be part of the campaign missions. So, and also the factions, depending on what level they are, give you better rewards in their vendors because they have like a similar Destiny thing where they used to like when Destiny 1 first came out. There's a thing where if your rank was high enough, you could get more and more rewards or like more and more things you could buy from the vendors, which they're now doing in this too. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was the battle pass system.
Yeah.
So at the minute, there's no paid for battle pass. It's all free.
Okay. What is the battle pass in this game?
So every character has a thing where they have 2 daily challenges and 2 weekly challenges, and when you finish these challenges, they give you a set amount of XP that lets you level up on the battle pass.
And what's the max level on the battle pass?
40.
Okay.
And then once you hit it, that's it. There's no reset.
Okay.
That's it. What they're doing is whenever they release a new DLC character, you have to then buy the battle pass. So there's the first 6 are given to you for free.
For each character?
Yeah.
So each character has a battle pass?
But they're free for the first 6.
Yeah.
But for the 7th character, it's going to cost you $10 or like $7.99 or something.
Does that include the
Pounds.
character? Oh no, sorry, the character's
No,
free.
I think everything, all the DLC is free, but the battle pass we have to pay for.
Right, so that was their route around saying all the DLC's free. Oh, the
Yeah,
DLC's
so-
free, but
Yeah,
we
the
have
character's
to charge.
free,
Yeah.
but if you want to be able to get all the nice stuff off of this lovely battle pass we have for you, then pay for it, please.
What stuff is it excluding XP? Is it like costumes and stuff?
Yeah, so really good, like really cool looking costumes, nameplates for your like profile thing, emotes, I guess, which is kind of cool, and then like resources for the game. Because to be able to level up your loot, you have to have a certain amount of number of resources, and there's some that are a lot more rarer than other ones, and you get those quite frequently in this battle pass. So, I mean, I've been playing the game a long time, and I've only hit level 2 with Thor.
Hmm.
Like I've done, a lot of the challenges, and it's progressed quite
Out of
slowly. So
40?
out of 40, I'm only up 2 levels.
Oh, Jay.
It's
Oh.
it's gonna take me weeks.
Do you think this sounds like a way longer game than expected, Jay?
Although I will say, I think as I get a higher level, the challenges will become easier. At the
Okay.
minute, they're quite hard for a low-level character. Like it
Yeah.
takes a lot longer, but I think once I start getting higher level, they're going to seem to be easier. I will say they will need tweaking because there's one weekly challenge at the minute that requires me to kill 5 enemies with a single ability 55 times, and I've got to do that in a week. I've done it twice.
Jog on.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
No way.
But
No
I think
way.
if they change that 55 to like a 10 or like a 20, it'd be more doable.
Yeah. 100%.
55 is such a weird number. I don't know why they
Dude,
did
that
that.
is so many.
Yeah, it's too many.
Too many.
Too many.
So this game seems longer than expected, Jay. It also confirms,
And shorter in other ways, yeah.
and shorter. It also confirms what we thought, which is that it is absolutely a gas game, a game as a service game.
Mhm.
They want this to live for years. Clearly, it sounds like, Jay, the battle pass is your post level and power level for each character. Does that make sense? So it
What do you
sounds
mean?
like you get your character to level 50, you get your power level to 150 or whatever it was, and then you start completing the battle pass, or you finish
Yeah,
the
the battle pass
pass.
will definitely like do itself up to level 50 and 150. But once you get to there, it'll be a lot easier to go from wherever you are to the end, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly.
It will still take time though, because obviously once you've done the 2 daily ones, that's it for the day. And then once you've done the 2 weekly ones, that's it for the week. So if you've done all 4 in the first 2 days, you've now got to wait another 5 days to be able to progress at all.
And is
Yeah.
that what the delay is then?
That's where the delay lies, because the daily ones give you 3 points towards the XP, and then the weekly ones give you 11, which is such a random number.
Yeah.
But I think it's like 14 XP per level. So if you do all 4, you should go up 2 levels.
Okay.
So I reckon if you every week you should go up at least 4 levels.
Yeah, so that's a long term. They're just thinking, how can we bring players back? I think
So I reckon
that.
it'll take 10 weeks for me to get to level 40
Okay, yeah.
minimum, which is what, 2.5 months. So I won't get to level 40 with Thor until I've probably maxed out the rest of my characters. I'll be able to max out my characters before I'll be able to get to level 40 on my battle pass. Which is, again, a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because of the longevity of the game,
Yeah,
and then a bad thing because it might take a little too long. I reckon if
exactly.
they gave you a slightly more XP, it'd probably be okay. Thing is, though, you wouldn't want that to be too quick, would you? So I guess the upside or the downside to that is you can pay money, real money, to get to level 40 faster.
Okay.
You can pay, I think it's 3,600 points of this paid for currency, which is about 30 quid. There's a lot of money. So basically, you either pay 30 quid now, or
To
you
get to
wait
level
or
40,
to get to level 40, or you wait 10 weeks and actually play the game, and
that's
then
a
you get to
lot
level
of
40.
money.
Yeah, well, I mean, 30 quid for 10 weeks, I think is, you know, because I feel like if you paid for the character you use the most, would probably be okay. But then maybe you don't do the characters you don't use as much.
So I've got a couple of thoughts, Jay. Firstly, it seems like the character-based approach to a game as a service is one that we may not have seen before to this extent. In terms of, I think we've seen it in Borderlands, and I think people do it in Borderlands where they level up each Vault Hunter. But I don't think we've seen it to this extent and this much kind of progression tied with it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Now, that being said, Jay, from what you're telling me, it seems way too long for someone to retain that
Well, that's the point.
interest.
It's supposed to be this game's supposed to last like
Sure.
at least a year.
But if it's repetitive missions, Jay, that's just
It
going to get
is it
boring,
is quite
dude.
repetitive. I haven't got bored yet.
Okay,
Thing is, I got bored in the beta very quickly. Like within a day, I was like, yeah, I'm done.
sure.
But in the actual game, I'm actually not bored yet, and I'm glad I'm not. I'll let you know when I am, and
Sure.
I'll be annoyed at myself for getting bored because I'm actually excited about this so far.
Well, it's not your fault if you get bored.
No, I want to give this thing like a rating now, and then rate it again later.
My last question, Jay, was when do you feel you can give a verdict or an opinion on this game?
I can give a day one verdict. I'll give you a day.
You can give me a day -2 verdict, Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Technically, yes. So
Yeah.
what I'll do is I'll probably do this maybe every other week or so, and be like, right, here's my rating for
This
so
is going to
far.
be awesome. Okay,
Like
yeah.
the weekly
Okay.
or the bi-weekly, or maybe even the bi-monthly or the monthly
Dude, we'll do
Avengers
it hourly.
rating.
We'll do it hourly.
Honestly, yeah, that might be a good thing. At the minute, I'd probably give it like a solid 6.5,
Okay.
and that's only because they've improved so much. If they hadn't have improved, I would have given it a 5. So it
Really?
improved a lot. I reckon this game will go from it'll probably be a 7 next week or the week after, depending.
What do you think the
I don't
media
think this
outlets?
game will ever be above an 8. I don't think.
What do you think the media outlets will give it genuinely?
Oh god, that's right. They haven't really had to review it yet, have they? Honestly, if they give it anything higher than a 7, I'll be surprised. Or maybe I probably won't be surprised, but I'll be probably slightly disappointed. I can almost. All right, I'm gonna guess my prediction. IGN's gonna give it either a 7 or an 8, and everywhere else is either gonna give it a 7 or an 8 too. I reckon. Yeah, it's gonna be in this. If it's above 8, I'll be disappointed. I mean, you can't give this thing anything above an 8. You really can't.
I reckon, for the most part, they'll give it a 6.
I think that's probably too low. There's definitely a lot of bugs still though, which I guess is what these first 3 days are for. To get rid of like the initial, because the most of the bugs happen during the campaign, so
Yeah.
it's very like mouths aren't moving; they're sort of like all mushed together, and like characters are sort of like juttering all over the place, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Frame rate issues, a lot of that. So the thing is, it
Okay.
was only frequent in the last half of the game. It barely happened in the first half. So I reckon they've got the first half down. It's just the second half they've now got to improve on
And you'll be
massively.
playing this for the near future, of course, Jay.
I mean, until I get bored or until the next character comes out for it. Yeah.
And we don't know when that is
Which
yet.
hopefully within the next month.
Okay.
I want to say by the end of September, if not middle of October. That'd be good. That'd be good. That'd be a good option. If they brought out a character every 2 months, I'd be happy with that.
I think every month would be good.
Every month would be better, but I reckon it won't be until it might even be like 4 a year. Oh no, 4 a year would be too, no, they'd have to do, if they're doing 15 extra characters, they'd have to do between 5 and 7 a year. They'd have to, because if not, either the game won't last long and they won't be able to release the last characters, or the game will last too long and then people will be, bored.
Agreed.
So they got to find that balance, and I'm looking forward to how it's going to go.
Agreed.
We'll find out more soon, hopefully. Yeah.
You want to talk about a few games?
Yeah, I mean, these aren't like, maybe not specifically exactly what they are, maybe one or two. But so Gamescom happened a few days ago,
It did.
I kind of want to talk just a little bit about the indie game love, as it were. There was quite a few indie games that because we don't really talk too much about indie games, but there's usually like a gem in the rough, as it were.
Diamond in the rough, yeah.
Diamond in the rough, yeah. And there's one I found called XO1. Have you heard of this?
Can I just quickly say, Jay?
Yeah.
I checked out a few trailers which I liked the look of.
Yeah.
And if this became our full-time engagement, I would be happy to play one good-looking indie game a day a week.
Oh,
and
sure.
actually
yeah.
have a whole portfolio for gamers and go, I know there's too many games on the marketplace. Here are the ones that are actually okay.
I got a title for you.
Go on.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh,
dude, how perfect is that? Because we know there's some ugly indie games out there.
Dude.
I mean, there's a bad indie game, and then there's an ugly indie game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not a game. That's broken.
Yeah, it's broken.
It's broken. Yeah.
We might have to do that as a topic. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of indie games.
Mate, if we got the codes for, because I'm not paying for them. If we got the codes for free, I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
I mean, I might even just like start off with the ones we have, and then maybe potentially pay for the good ones, but not the bad and the ugly ones.
But that's the thing, Jay. I'm not sure anyone out there is telling us the good ones. You know, I think there is a gap there.
Sure.
Like, I don't think there is a website out there.
I mean, there must be.
There must be, but I'm not seeing it.
No, we're not. It's not on the forefront of the gaming news right now.
Yeah.
I will say IGN are quite good actually at showcasing
certain games,
indie games, just in general. Like they I remember them. I think last year E3 had like a whole section, like a whole day dedicated to indie games. So.
Oh, fair. So anyway, so you want to highlight a couple of games?
Yeah, there was one called XO1 that reminded. It was kind of like every year we kind of get a journey type game.
Sure. Yeah, if not more.
There's actually two. There's one called Deji, I want to say, like a Indian sort of desert type game.
I know
what
one you're on about. I know what you're on about.
And then there's also this one called XO1, which is a little bit like Flower. You ever play Flower?
Yeah.
I think it was a PS3 launch title.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it was basically you flew around as the wind, and you picked up flower petals, and you sort of gradually got more, which is similar with Jodie, because you start off with a small scarf, and then by the end of it you have this massively long scarf, very similar type thing. But in this one, you're basically sort of like this UFO kind of like disc that flies around the clouds in the sky and like on very clear water, and it just looks quite nice. I recommend you have a look at the trailer and just check it out and see if see if it reminds you of Journey or Flower or anything. I want to say the music is potentially going to be quite good for that game too, but hopefully that comes out as like a free game at some point, because obviously a lot of indie games come out as free games. So
one of the great things, Jay, is that a lot of these games are actually coming to Game Pass at launch.
I was going to say, if they're Game Pass, I'd probably play it on that.
Yeah, they've got a fair selection of indie games, and moreover, there was a game I played a few months ago, maybe a year ago now, probably a year ago, called Sundered. Now, no one's probably
Sundered. It won loads of awards,
mate. Cracking game.
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't played it, but Are they doing a sequel to it, like a 3D sequel?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think the people who made Sundered are now doing a 3D sequel to it.
Right.
So instead of it being this way, it's like a whole 3D game now.
Oh, dude, it was such a nice surprise. It was genuinely, I was so surprised, like happily, pleasantly surprised when I played it, because I was like, oh my god, this game's really good, and no one's talking about it. I guess they were talking about it.
People were, but it didn't stick around for long. There was actually a bit of controversy about someone at IGN who reviewed Sundered.
Yeah.
And that they plagiarized their review. And the guy got fired. I'm pretty sure that's from Sundered. It could be something else, but I'm pretty sure it's for Sundered.
No, it was for something else.
Similar type game though, right? Similar aesthetic.
Oh god, what game was it?
Yeah. I see. We both know what it is. It's like right that we can see it in my head, but I can't remember what it's called.
Oh my god! You know what? This is gonna be a.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, Sundered I wouldn't mind actually playing. I've seen it. It looks quite good.
Mate, it's really
Although
cool.
I get kind of like bored of those kind of games quite quickly.
Well,
it's been a while since I've played a proper good one. Yeah, that's the thing.
You could do it in a day. I think you'd like very atmospheric, my friend. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I might even have it downloaded and haven't realised.
Mate, it's cool. Anyway, what I was going to say was their newest game, I think it's the same development studio, and I forgot their name now. I'm very sorry, guys. They've got their new game out called Spiritfarer, and it's on Game Pass at launch, so I just wanted to use that as an example for this
Okay.
long tangent. Anyway, I'll check out XO1 for you, but we'll probably talk about it next week.
Yeah. No, it looks good. The other two ones. There's one called Game Deck, which is basically like a murder mystery, but in like a Diablo style camera angle, like a dungeon crawler, but there's no like actual dungeon crawling, but it's like a murder mystery thing. I just thought it looked quite good. The graphics actually look pretty good. I would have liked it if they made it into a 3D game though, like an actual like proper AAA game. I hate it when games that have really good ideas come out as indie games because then you're like, oh, this would have been nicer as like a 20-hour game. It still looks good though. I recommend checking that out too.
Okay.
And then another one.
Just a quick one, Jay. Just a quick one.
Go on.
Sorry. Sundered is made by Thunder Lotus Games, and
I'm not checking it out actually. Have they got a new game in development?
Well, Spiritfarer is their new game. As
that
far
is.
As I'm
it's that one. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see it.
So now, Jay, this is genuinely. I played Sundered, and I was like, I'm following this development studio now. They do interesting work.
Because I've seen Spiritfarer, and I'm a bit like, I don't know about this one. It seems a bit too not my style.
Yeah, I'm worried it's Animal Crossing, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I think this was supposed to be more of more of a feminine, female type thing. I imagine some guys will still enjoy it though. Definitely, it's up to you. Third one.
Dead Cells.
There we go. Yeah. Well done. You found it.
Sorry, I'm just interrupting you left, right, centre. All right.
No, you're good. So third one, Fist, which again is a game I would have loved to have seen in a 3D game because it reminds me a lot of Ratchet and Clank. It's sort of like got that kind of like feel to it, but a more like realistic version. Like imagine Ratchet if he was more of like looking like a real animal. So the whole idea with Fist is supposed to be like an Mega Man game.
Okay.
But in 3D graphics rather than like 8-bit 2D. And as you basically play as this like humanoid rabbit that's like a giant mechanical robot fist. That's like your weapon. I'd have loved to have seen that in like a 3D 20-hour game. That would have been like really cool. Again, I recommend you check just to look at how it looks and how you could like disappointed about not being able to see it as a 3D game. I guess check that out too. These are like Jay's recommendations for the week, whatever. And then lastly, the one that you're probably going to be most interested in is Ratchet and Clank. Now, I brought this up again because they did a new recent trailer, which was basically the same tech demo / trailer they showed at, I want to say...
PS5 reveal.
Yeah, the PS5 reveal. But like it's updated. The graphics look better than they did before. I don't know if it was running on something different or if they just improved the game. But I mean, what that must have been like I think the first thing we saw was an alpha build. This might be a beta build. So I just want to say how much it looks good, and I'm actually tempted to buy it. I wasn't before, but now I actually kind of am.
This is an absolute must-buy day one.
Okay, 100%. Talk about games I want to catch up on. I still want to play the rebooted Ratchet and Clank game because I have it. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, you gotta play it, dude. You gotta play it.
I have it. So that's my PlayStation pick. Yeah,
dude, you have to play it.
I miss Ratchet and Clank so much.
If you miss Ratchet and Clank, that is the game to play.
Yeah, I think I'll have to go back and play that definitely before this new one comes out. I will.
You've got time. You've got time.
I've got plenty. I've got plenty of time. The other game, which I think you'll probably have a bit more of an opinion on, Dragon Age 4. Did you watch this?
I didn't. What happened?
Dragon Age 4 showed off basically the game, but what they're doing with it because it's in very, very early development.
Okay, so I saw there was a behind-the-scenes trailer, and I was just like, I'm not watching that. Is this what you're on about?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, now I'm already worried, Jay. They said it was
very early.
They said They said it was very early 2 years ago when they shouldn't have announced it.
Okay, so my definition of very early in their words, I guess, is they showed off concept art, and they showed off definitely renders of new worlds and landscapes. So the landscapes are done. So at least we know that the backdrop and the worlds are finished in that instance. They showed off the sort of like basic movement and some like special abilities, and that's pretty much it. And they showed off a lot of like concept about where the game's going to go and like the story and stuff. So if that's early, I guess that's early, right? I mean, they're probably not even in alpha yet. I don't know. I want to say they're probably in like pre-alpha.
Did you play Inquisition?
I couldn't get past the first like 3 hours. Struggled so much. I couldn't get into it. I just didn't feel right.
That is surprising considering how much you liked the
I
first
have
two.
it. Just can't get. That might be another one I have to come back to. I struggled so much in that game. Couldn't play it. I don't know why. It didn't feel like. Didn't feel linear enough. It felt like there was too much to do. I kind of wish it was more linear. If not, I wish it was like so open world that I could go anywhere at any point. Like I wish it was either too open world or too linear,
Yeah.
not in between. It didn't quite feel right.
Jay, I fear for BioWare, man. We've got
Yeah, me too.
apparently a
Because
20. Go on.
in that behind the scenes video, there was Anthem everywhere, and I was like, oh, that's not good. Not a good showing right there. Go on.
Yeah, they've got a small team working on Anthem. They're working on Dragon Age 4. And we have a rumoured Mass Effect trilogy remaster, remake coming up. And please release that, because for whatever reason, I'm dying to play those 3 games.
Dude, Mass Effect 2 might be my favourite Mass Effect of them all. I want to play that one. Honestly, I had so much fun playing Mass Effect 2. It was so much better than the first one. My God.
I played them in such big intermission. Well, I don't know what the word is.
Yeah.
A big word.
Intervals,
thank you. That I don't really have a coherent experience of them, even though I love them so much.
I know what you mean.
So I'm dying to get that. But what I'm saying is, I think that's coming out, Jay, because EA need money for BioWare from BioWare properties, right? And I'm not sure BioWare are actually doing the package itself. It might be outsourced. But they're working on Dragon Age 4. They're working on Anthem. And I'm just there thinking, so instead of Anthem, you could have just did KOTOR 3. And everyone would have loved it. Everyone would have bought it. And then you could have just made whatever you want.
Yeah, they took a risk and it didn't pay off. Yeah. Problem is, though, with Anthem coming back in Anthem 2.0, I kind of feel like it's come at the wrong time. You've now got Avengers. You've got Gotham Knights next year. You've got Suicide Squad next year. It's like you've pretty much got that. We said before last week, supply and demand. That hole, it's being filled right now. It's being filled.
Destiny 2.
Destiny 2. Its road. It's all. I mean, Anthem came out at a good time because that hole was pretty empty at the time. But now it's starting to get filled back up again, and they're going to miss their chance.
Yeah.
Like they should have waited a year and released it a year later.
Yeah.
Would have been so much better.
Or, in my opinion, get the whole team working on it and get it out next month. Let's just go.
Nah, they should have done it way before Avengers. They should have had it.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Avengers has took that spot now.
We'll see how it
can't be replaced
out,
for a while.
But I'm concerned.
We'll see. I kind of want this to be a whole new story though. I don't want. I got bored of the old story with Dragon Age. I want this to be not linked to any other previous Dragon Age game, not even slightly.
Mate, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's named after the villain who reveals themselves at the end of the last game.
Yeah, I know. It's what's annoying. I don't like it. I want it to be like a whole different part of the world, like a different country, like a different section, a whole new story. Start from the beginning.
Maybe it'll start there and then lead into the continuation.
Maybe. I just want fresh stuff. I need something new. I don't want you to do. I don't want Dragon Age 4. I want Dragon Age, just Dragon Age, or Dragon Age subtitle. There's no 4. It annoys the hell out of me. Give me something like new but with the same stuff. Like, ugh.
I feel that would have been cool.
I'm getting so bored of sequels now. I'm getting so bored of them.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting fed up with them, honestly. To an extent, like I want something new, which is what I'm kind of glad about with this whole like Avengers and Gotham stuff.
Well, Jay, you have got the brand new-ish games of Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Last of Us, and Horizon Zero Dawn, but you haven't played any.
I've played the Zero Dawn. I have God of War. I got it in sale like months ago. Yeah, I think what I mean is I want something that I just want.
I feel it.
I'm being very selfish.
You want something new, but it's a game that you want to play.
Something that's tailored to me, which is so selfish and but that's what I want. That's what I want.
Mate, you might find Avengers might fill your hole.
Oh, it's definitely filling it right now, 100%. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Enough said.
Oh. Joe, we got a brand new Xbox One dashboard.
Have we? I haven't been on the Xbox in a minute, so.
Went on it yesterday to start a game.
Updated, is it? I might have to update it later, yeah.
And there it was.
Okay. Is it the one we've been seeing in pictures, or is it not?
It is the one we've been seeing in pictures.
So it is supposed to be the same one as the Xbox S then,
As
or
far
the
as
X even.
Series X, yeah. As far as I'm aware, yeah.
We need to figure out a name what to call the new Xbox, like a shorthand.
SX.
Yeah, SX might be good, or just X. Xbox X. I hate saying series. Hate it. Get rid of it. It's the worst name. It's the worst name.
Let's call it SX and see how that goes.
I don't know. There might be one that just like evolves over time, and then we might just adopt it. I don't know.
Well, what, mate? We're starting the adoption today with SX.
I don't know. It sounds too similar to something else.
Sex.
Yes.
I don't know what you'd call it.
I know that's like a weird thing, like to not want to say, but I don't want to be like speaking casually and then just all of a sudden just shout out SX and it sounds like sex.
What about the triple X? Right. So you've got the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, and the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, you could go with triple X. Actually, triple X is quite cool because you've got the movie too. So
it's true. It's true.
Love
all
that.
you need
I
is
love
Vin
those
Diesel
films.
on the advert. Okay.
Yes.
Did you watch the reboot for triple X or whatever it was? The newest
Yeah, I
one?
did. Yeah. I like them all. I like them all. I'm not a massive fan of the Ice Cube one, but it's fine.
Man. Ice Cube can say whatever he wants, and it'll make me laugh.
Vin Diesel's like one of my favorite actors. So.
Okay, got you. Mate, Riddick's awesome. Riddick is awesome.
Don't even get me started on Riddick, my guy.
Hey, where's the Riddick game? Where I want a Riddick game. Talk about games.
They'd ruin it.
Oh, dude, Assault on Dark Athena was like good.
It was amazing, but you can't do one today. I still want a Hellboy game.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started, man.
All right. So new dashboard. I thought I'd just let you know.
Yeah.
It seems quicker.
Good.
It seems better.
Good.
I like it.
Are you still able to find things quite easy? Is it intuitive?
I mean,
intuitive.
I thought the old one was intuitive, so
okay, I didn't. I thought it was clunky and you couldn't find anything.
So I guess I think the store's better, and I think each game, when you click on the game, it starts playing the trailer for it immediately in the top right-hand corner.
That had a problem before. That's good. That's cool. Good.
And before, it would be like on half the screen, it would just completely stop the Xbox in its tracks.
Yeah, it dominated
I can't compute.
I'll have to download that then and give you my opinion next week.
Yeah,
to see as an overall if it's good. I mean, yeah, because obviously
it's not that different, but I guess we're in the world now where we get the next dashboard 3 months before the console comes out. You know,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And last thing, Jay, before we end this marathon.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk DLC?
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Cyberpunk, there's going to be, along with potential paid DLC, there's going to be some free DLC. I thought it was quite good, because apparently there was free DLC with Witcher 3.
That's correct, yeah.
Which I didn't know about. So they're doing a similar model to the DLC model with Cyberpunk, which kind of actually makes me feel very hopeful, because I love the way they released the DLC for Witcher 3. I thought how they packaged it was amazing. It made it feel like a whole new game. Like the way that they sort of like the Blood and Wine. When I first saw it, I thought, are they just releasing like another game? Because apparently, like it was like 20 hours, wasn't it, or more?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It's basically a whole new game. And if they did it with Cyberpunk, my God, that's going to be so good. I'd pay heavy money for that. Just CD, take my money, my guys. Take it. Take my money.
Take it.
Seriously, that meme of just Futurama, take my money. Here's my money. Just take it.
Yeah.
I'll pay heavy dough for
mate, that. Listen, we're paying him. We'll pay him. We're gonna pay him.
Yeah.
We're gonna pay him.
Yeah, get that money, CD. Honestly, I want to be able to fund that DLC. Let me fund it for you. There you go.
Mate, it'll be all good. It'll be all good.
Can't wait.
Mate, Jay, I can't wait to play that game.
I know.
You know?
I can't let myself think about it too much. I honestly get annoyed at myself. Genuinely, I've got two videos of gameplay, an hour gameplay of Cyberpunk in my watch later on YouTube, and I can't watch it because I know it'll annoy me because of how much I'm excited to play. I can't watch it until I play it.
I know, mate.
I'll be playing it already, so I don't need to watch it. So,
mate, it's random, but I remember when Skyrim came out, and I got it early in the morning, And you, at the time, on Twitch or YouTube, they were basically like starting a new playthrough of it. And I don't know why, this is completely opposite me and you, but I was just like, isn't that the perfect hype for an RPG like that? Like, there's no way you're going to see even 5% of the game when they're doing this live launch stream. But what a way to get you hyped and just see the game you're about to play in like a few hours, you know?
Yeah, they did that with Avengers, actually, I want to say.
Right.
Yeah, there was a few people who had, like, I know IGN did an early stream where they were like, watch the first 2 hours of the game or whatever.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, it is. They do it with a few games, but yeah, I agree. I didn't want to watch it though because I was like, I didn't really want to ruin too much. So
Yeah, no.
depending on what kind of person you are, it's up,
Yeah,
up
and
in
if
the
it
air.
was Elder Scrolls 6, I probably wouldn't watch it either. But there we are.
No.
All right, mate.
Yeah, I actually had to like go back and look at the scores. I had to re-listen to the other podcast because I forgot what it was.
Oh my.
It's 10-9 to me, so I have the potential to either be 13-9 today, 12-9, or 11-9, or still 10-9. We'll see.
So, Jay, today in Guess Who's review, you are on ultra hard difficulty for the maneuver you pulled for the last 2
I didn't think it was that bad. The thing is, it wasn't my fault because
ultra nightmare mode.
I hadn't played the game, so I didn't know what was important and what wasn't important. I had to just sort of like figure it out. So, okay, just one thing. This is a game I've played, right?
Yeah.
It has to be. Yeah, okay. I've definitely played this game.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, I've played at least 300, maybe plus games in my entire lifetime. So,
Jet, you've definitely played the game. I'm brutal. I'm not unjust.
You're not unjust. Okay, that's a good way of putting it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So for those of the uninitiated, we're about to play Guess Who's Review. And if you have any taste in game shows, you'll already know about this game. But I'll tell you anyway. Me and Jay pick a random review from a random game. We take 3 quotes from it, and then one of us got to guess it. So this week, I've got the review. I've got the quotes. Jay's got to guess it, and he's not going to get it because I'm on ultra hard mode, baby. Because he was pulling some wacky shit for the last 2 weeks. He's got a famous bow and arrow mechanic. Whatever.
Shut up.
Whatever. Okay, you ready, Jay? You ready?
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
You're gonna fucking hate these quotes.
You bastard. Go on then.
Oh god! If you get it from this quote,
I'll be so happy.
Lose my mind.
Okay. Come on. That's good.
Okay, quote number 1. The pitch perfect voiceover soon became stuff of internet legend.
That's the first one.
That is the first
The
quote.
pitch perfect voiceover soon became
stuff of internet legend.
I'm not saying okay. Legend. I think I've already got it. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is this Destiny 1?
No.
Oh god, right. I thought you were going to be talking about what's his name from Game of Thrones.
That wizard came from the moon.
Okay.
Quote number 2. This is making me happy. For all its heady delight. Is it heady or heady?
I don't know. We'll say, I don't know. How does it spell?
For all it's Heady.
Heady.
Okay. Is it?
I don't know. Hang on. Heady. No,
Y. Just Y.
Oh, just Y. Because I was going to say, it's the same way you say Lena Headey's name or Heady.
Oh, yeah. The actress from Game of
Hang
Thrones.
on. It is Heady. Yeah, it's Heady.
X, the game, is a short-lived feast and can be reasonably completed in as little as 5 hours.
You bastard. Right, so it's a short game with a really good voiceover that became stuff of legend. Short game, famous voiceover. Damn. Oh, the thing is, games can be completed in 5 hours and they can still last like forever, so it might not even be a short game.
It's a short game.
Okay. God damn! I actually got to think. Is this like an indie game? I mean, it's not. I'm just saying things. These aren't my guesses.
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't think it's Journey, because I don't think there was any narration in that. Damn, are you sure I've played this? Okay, I might have to save my guess, and then we'll go with the next one.
I'll allow it.
You did it for last time. I genuinely have no idea right now.
Actually, I won't allow it because I've had to make guesses before when I didn't know. So please, guess time.
God, I genuinely don't think I'm going to be able to guess. A short game. Something that I've played. 5 hours. Short game. Damn it! I genuinely have no. Okay, is it an indie game? I think that would have to. I'd have to know that.
Can you
'Cause then that
can you let me know what you would define as an indie game?
game
So
made by a
like,
very small amount of people, and that
yeah,
usually lasts anywhere from an hour to 8 hours.
yeah, it's an indie game then.
God damn, what indie games have I played? I literally can't think of any. Oh god. All right, I'm just gonna have to guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna skip. I can't think of one. Genuinely, I have no idea. I'm gonna skip. Pass.
Okay, last quote. Last
Jesus.
quote.
All right,
At the
11-9 on.
outset of X, you wake up in a sleeping pod. Rising to the tinny sound of music playing on a radio, you look around your glass-walled cell and notice that there is no door.
What? A pod?
Mm-hmm.
So you've crashed down from space.
No, you're in a glass-walled cell,
Oh.
and you're in a sleeping pod.
Oh.
And you...
Oh,
Oh,
you bastard.
yes!
You arsehole. You. Hang on. Oh, you. Oh, no! It makes so much more sense now. Okay.
Oh,
Is it Portal?
it is Paul.
You. That was so snidey. That
They
was so
cancelled.
snidey. That was so snidey. That was definitely hard mode.
Mate.
That's good though. That's good. That's really good. All right, 11-9. 11-9 to me. That's good. Okay. Still ahead. Still ahead.
Whoa. Is it not 10-9?
No, it was 10-9 last week.
Ah, I'm with you.
1 point for the last one.
I'm glad you got it on the last quote. I'm glad you got it on the last quote.
That was definitely. You definitely could have made that a lot easier. Let's just say that. That definitely could have been a lot easier. You could have said something about walking through walls or
100%.
number of things. Yeah, that was insane. Jesus Christ.
You
That was
did
a good
well
one.
there.
I'm gonna have to
You did
prepare
well
now
there.
because I haven't got my next one prepared yet, so I have to sort
I
one out.
mowed an easy one, mate. You might as well do Fallout 4 for me.
Oh, I'll have to think of an easier one. Thing is, though, I think it definitely does depend on the game most of the time, doesn't it?
I think it depends on the quote.
Yeah, it's a good balance between the two. I gotta think. Oh god,
You
I don't
did well
even know.
there. You did well there.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Okay.
Jay, we know what you're playing this week.
Yes, definitely. And
I have started Doom Eternal.
You have, yeah, that's good. How is it so far? I actually saw there's like a new DLC coming out?
Yeah, there is,
I saw the trailer for it and thought, oh, that actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, it looks right. What do I think of it?
How long have you played it? How many hours are you in?
Half an hour. I've done the first mission.
What speed are you playing at? Nick speed?
I mean, I'm getting all the collectibles along the way.
Okay, so Nick speed, cool.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, I'm not bending over backwards to find them. They're not that difficult. I'm actually using a guide from now on each mission because I can't be bothered to look every 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think of it?
So there's collectibles in Marvel Avengers that are similar to Destiny. They're kind of a bit annoying, so.
Well, like hundreds of them, or?
No, there's just loads, but I found a good amount of them, so that's alright. But you kind of have to look everywhere. So I'm hoping there's going to be a guide in the future, like with Doom. It'd be good.
It's got a really cool opening, and it goes straight into the action. Good. I'm just not convinced, Jay, that it's gripping me the same way the first one did, and I'm not sure whether that's because it's more of an evolution, or whether it's because of where I am and what I want from a game at the moment.
What do you want from a game at the moment? That's actually a really good question. Where is your head at in terms of what you want from a game? What do you need?
That's a great question,
What
Jay.
are you craving? What haven't you had in a while that you need to eat right now? What does your body need? Because at the minute, mine means looting and grinding.
Well, I thought the Doom Eternal FPS action would be a nice break from the RPG quest that was Odyssey. I want the FPS action to be a break from the huge RPG that was Odyssey. and whatever I played before that, which I think was an RPG as well. But then I start playing it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm at this point, Jay. I'm kind of just like looking so forward to the next gen that I'm kind of like just thinking about the net. Like I'm just thinking about Valhalla,
I know what you
Cyberpunk,
mean. It's almost like
Rapture.
your brain's put like a barrier or like a limiter on how much you can enjoy right now. Like you've been able to get to a point with the game where you can enjoy it fully without having to worry about the future. But now that the future's so close, your brain's almost like, hey, don't get too excited. We've got things to do. Hey, look at me. We've got things to look forward to. Don't start nothing now. All right. That's what your brain's doing. But luckily, my barrier has been able to be somewhat shifted because I'm playing Avengers at the minute. But yeah, I think you need something to be able to raise the barrier. Exactly, you need something. Yeah. And I'm guessing. I think you've only put half an hour in, so I don't think you can say too much right now.
I think I'm going to play it after this recording. To be fair, so it's done something.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think the question you have to ask yourself if you're playing a game to know you're enjoying it is, are you looking forward to playing it? That's what right now I'm looking so forward to playing Marvel Avengers. Since I went to bed last night saying to myself, right, go to sleep already. Hurry it up, and go to sleep so I can play more, please. It's literally what I've been doing for the last 2 nights. Just hurry up. Play like an hour of it and then come back to it. Like once you've given it a week, it's like, oh god, I'm not really into it now. Like I feel like once you start something, you kind of have to finish it. Like for me, anyway. So I did that with Wolfenstein 2. I played an hour of it and I was like, yeah, I can't play this. I'm not feeling it right now. And then a couple of days went by and I was like, yeah, I can't. There's no way I can go back to it now.
Yeah.
So I'm totally out of that mind space.
Yeah.
Like entirely. So how long is Doom Eternal anyway?
Well, apparently that next evolution of FPS, which is like 20 hours for the campaign.
Oh wow, that is a long time. What difficulty are you playing it on?
The one before the easiest.
What, so
or the one
normal?
above the easiest, sorry.
Normal, right?
I think there's 4 or 5.
So easy, normal, hard, extreme, insane? Something like that?
Hold on. Easy, normal, hard, ultra hard, and then another one which is permadeath.
Another one.
And then another one which is
another one.
something else.
Sure, yeah. The thing with Doom is I love the aesthetic where like it's just like everything is supposed to be so hellish and like hard. It makes sense, yeah. I say Doom's a lot like Quake, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's supposed to like be similar type of like graphics and the way it feels, right? Very quite fast paced and.
Yeah, so part of the problem, Jay, is by the time I finished Doom 2016, I was a god. I was killing demons like calculations and math.
You hardly ever got hit, and you never died and stuff like that.
The formula was there. Now I'm playing Doom Eternal. I'm missing shots. I'm missing shots with demons that are 2 inches in front of me.
Like I got that with Thor last night. Like I hit a point where I was like, oh, the muscle memory's starting to kick in. Sweet.
Yeah.
Finally, the thought's starting to kick in. So yeah, I mean, once you play long enough,
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, just need.
If I went back to Ghost of Tsushima right now, I'd probably would not be able to play that game very well.
Sure.
But by the end of when I was playing it, I was a bloody god. I was a master samurai by the end of it. So.
Are you gonna play Legends when it comes out?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, it looks great, but I think it might be one of those things I might be able to put off until I feel like I need to or like I want to. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you still feel like you don't want to get the game? Is it still not your cup of tea?
So that game and 2 other games are in the same list. So we've got Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Control. When they're cheap enough or free, I will play them.
That's a very good thing to say. Definitely, I reckon Death Stranding is up there for me.
Okay.
But it is a very the curve of learning is so specific. Like you're gonna either love it. It's very Marmite. You're either gonna love it or hate it.
Was it a podcast?
I don't think there's an in between.
I assume it would be a podcast game. Like you listen to podcasts while you play it.
Oh, at times, yeah. It gets quiet, but there's a really good soundtrack. So for me, the soundtrack was enough.
Okay, right, fine.
That's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those games where you have to walk for so long and for so quiet amount of time that it's just like there's nothing going on. Like it's just like rain or music or whatever. it's kind of one of those games that you can just live in. Like you can literally just like wait for the rain and just sit there. It's great. It's very specific. Yes, I mean you have to really be in the right mood for that. Control, I really want to do it. That's another one of those games I want to do at some point. I have it, just haven't finished it. And then what was the other one in your list?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I mean, again, do you want melee fighting? Do you want,
Yeah, I don't know if I can do another open world yet, mate. You know, I don't
yeah,
know.
do you want open world?
I want samurai fighting though. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're not one of those people who play like that kind of
Not
slashy
really.
game, though, are you? I mean, other than God of War, I guess, which just gets somewhat slashy. But
Well, to be fair, I really love Bayonetta.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's very combo heavy, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't very good at it, but
No,
yeah.
me neither. I like how it looks. I'm just not very good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Devil May Cry feels
It's a very
great,
Japanese
looks
game.
cool, but not very good at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of those games are very like Japanese in how they look and feel, but they tend to not do well with Western minds and how you can play them and stuff like that. Quite difficult to grasp. But there you go.
Yeah.
All right, well that's what we're playing.
Yeah, no, thanks for your time, Jay. I know
Yeah.
that you're craving Avengers. Go have fun.
Man.
We will